Hey everybody, I wanted to jump on here really quick and tell y'all everything I learned yesterday at NFAR's Broker Roundtable. We are going over all the changes that are coming up. On the 17th, that's when the Nar Settlement kicks in. On the 15th, they are going to be removing the commission field, so you will no longer see this. It's going to be done automatically. I have had a lot of questions with agents asking, do you have to remove it? No, you don't. It is going to happen automatically. But there are several other changes on the buyer side and seller side, so I'm going to go over all those. Also wanted to discuss some of the fines that they're going to be implementing. On the seller side, if you put commission anywhere besides the commission field, for example, private remarks or anywhere else, you're going to be automatically getting a $1,000 fine. If you are working with a buyer and you don't have a touring agreement, you will be getting a $200 fine. If you do this repeatedly, they will double those fines. So these are pretty hefty fines. I want everybody to be aware of this. I want everybody to pay attention and make sure they are protecting themselves. On the buyer side, there are two different types of agreements you can get into with your buyers. First, there's going to be the exclusive. That is going to cover you for any property the buyer ends up purchasing. Also, there is a showing time agreement, and that is going to be dependent on which property you are showing them, whether or not you get paid. A lot of people are wondering, if you are on the seller side, do you have to ask the buyer's agent for the buyer broker agreement? You do not. This is important. We actually were advised not to ask for it. This is an agreement between the buyer and the buyer broker. So if you were going to share this with the listing agent, make sure that you get it in writing from your buyer that that's okay. On the listing side, you have the exclusive listing agreement. This is going to be dated July 24. So if you go on Form Simplicity, and this is for all the documents that you're going to be using from here on out, I recommend you go straight to Form Simplicity. A lot of people like to save these documents on their computer and then fill them out as they need them, but they're updating these all the time. So make sure you have the most up-to-date form. Go straight to Form Simplicity and fill it out from there just to be safe. When you're filling out the exclusive listing agreement, as long as you're filling out the new one, you're fine. If you have an exclusive listing agreement prior to July 24, you need to do the modification of the listing agreement. It's going to say on the top of the form that it's only for the Florida form, but we have been advised that it works for both NFAR and Florida forms. So go ahead and have all your sellers fill out this form and get it executed before the 17th. Another thing that you want to know, concessions. A lot of people are saying, are we still allowed to offer concessions? You are still allowed to offer concessions. You can offer flooring allowance. You can offer to pay buyer's closing costs. Any concessions you want, it's totally okay. The only thing you can't offer is a buyer compensation in the MLS. So with that being said, where can you advertise and where can't you advertise? So you can't advertise on anything that is linked to the MLS. You can't advertise on the MLS. You can't advertise on showing time. I've seen a lot of memes where people are saying, I'm going to put 3% or 2% in the super lockbox. That is not allowed because the super lockbox is linked to the MLS. Places that you can advertise commissions. You can advertise commissions as a writer on your sign. You can advertise commissions inside of your listing. You can advertise commissions by text, email, and also Facebook. If you want to make a Canva post and put 123 Oak Lane with a 3% commission, that's totally fine as long as there's no hyperlink directed back to the MLS. We're telling you this because we want to make sure you guys are protected and you guys are aware. For anybody who's having trouble filling out these forms, we have lots of resources. We have Real Estate 101 every Friday with an at-large. She is more than happy to go over all these agreements with you. We also have Title Tuesday with Howard Smith at Landmark Title. Both of these people are great resources. Use them. We want you to be prepared and we want you to be ready. We had a lot of people showing up to the trainings at the beginning and they've started to die off. We want everybody to come back and be fully prepared for this change. We are also going to have Nicole Jensen, the CEO of MLS, come out. We're going to be hosting her at Landmark on September 3rd at 11:30. Right before that, we're going to have Howard Smith from Landmark Title going over listing agreements and all the new forms. Make sure you show up. This is important because it's one thing for us to discuss all this in theory, and it's a completely different thing for us to do it in a practical way. So I think it's good for us to have about 2 weeks of experience and then go to the training, talk to Nicole, find out whatever you need help with, and we'll go from there. We're all going to figure this out together. Another thing is NAR has a question and answer. We're going to put up the link with this video, and it's got 120 questions that have been asked by agents, and they already have the answer to it. So we want you to use this as a resource. If you don't know the answer and you can't get a hold of us, please check the question and answers. I'm sure the answer is there. If not, give us a call. We'd love to help you.